Give it a second. All right, I came to a different place. I had to go to Menards and pick up some cabinets for my flip. So I'm in Cuyahoga Falls, and it is I think it's 9 degrees air temperature, so a little bit cooler than what I've been dealing with. And water's moving good here, so not a lot of ice because it is flowing really. I'm not gonna do the study, but it's moving along pretty good. So I want today no big stories or lessons. I am gonna, before I get in the swift water here, I am gonna drop down and get my breathing under control, and then I'll start talking. I'm not gonna stay nearly as long today because the water is colder. It's deceptive because it's moving, so we won't get the freeze on top, but I can assure you it is extremely cold. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and drop down. I'll catch my breath, and then I'll talk about Wim Hof and the reason this isn't as psychotic as people think it is. So this is gonna push me down river a little bit, but there we go. So as my breathing comes back, you can see I'm for those of you who want to know, I am just north of Watch area, not too far from Brandywine, Hale Farm and all that stuff. So it's a beautiful area here. A lot of people have been questioning these things, and what I would love for you guys to do is look up Wim Hof, W-I-M space H-O-F. He's Dutch and a pretty phenomenal guy. And what we talk about, or what he teaches, and I'm just scratching the surface of the river, but anyway, the thing that he does is a lot of what I teach in business and even with personal trainers and stuff, is you can't make these big, huge changes overnight. You got to make incremental changes. So that's why I've been going in the water a lot less time than someone like he would go. He could probably withstand this water for 30 minutes, whereas I'm at like 6 or 7 minutes, climbing up to 8 and 9. I did 12 minutes, and that was a little too much. So not something I want to try again until I'm really ready to be there. So if you read about hermetic stress and adding it intentionally, that's that intentional discomfort level that I was talking about. And when you do that, you create, your body creates ways to combat elements that that might normally otherwise take you over. He says there's no limitations to that. We'll see. I know that the body is limited, but what I like is knowing that I can push it a little bit further and a little bit further and a little bit stronger, and I build those stress reactions, or I build the ability to deal with stress reactions, and we go from there. So as I do this, there's certain things that happen with my breathing and my heart rate and things of that nature. And there's a lot of vagal nerve stimulation and things with the parasympathetic nervous system that happen when you do things like this. So this is my purpose in doing it. Also, the healing benefits are absolutely insane. And if you read his story, he became a vegan, I believe, when he was 12 or 13 years old of his own accord. He's very health conscious, and the things that he does is really amazing because he does it all from a perspective of healing the body and healing the mind and taking control of your mind. So when I first started doing hey Ron, when I first started doing this, it was more about the idea of kind of hardening up. And now that I'm reading more and learning more about it, it's more about training my body and my mind to accept things the way they are, to not try to change the environment, but to adapt to that environment instead. So that's my whole point in this process and procedure. So as I do this, people every day, they question me, or I've gotten some great messages, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cross out the names where people can't see them, but I would love for people to be able to see the messages I get on a daily basis. And people ask me, are you going in the water today? Yes, I'm going in the water today. I'm trying to go in the water every day. I had someone message me a few minutes ago. They sent me an ice barrel. A guy came out of a sauna. I believe he was probably a former military guy. He was an amputee from the knee down, he got out of the sauna and went straight to an ice barrel, and it was pretty interesting. So read up on Wim Hof, the Wim Hof method, the breathing techniques, and you don't have to be a believer or a practicer, but there's definite scientific research behind this hermetic stress input and what it does to the body, and what it can do for its own healing powers and things of that nature. So, well, I thought I was going to get in the water really close, but I'm not familiar with this area as well as I'd like to be, so I didn't know where to get in, and I had to run a good distance through probably knee-deep snow to get here. Not to mention that I've got to go through almost a briar patch to get back. So I'm going to go and get back and get warm, and I will talk to you guys next time. But again, that's Wim Hof, the Wim Hof method. He's got some great books on Audible. The guy's brilliant, if you ask me, and there's a lot of scientific research behind this stuff. But anyway, that's it. I'm out.